The Israeli occupation army has announced that 4 of its combat units remain deployed in southern Syria. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin called for close consultations between Tel Aviv and Washington regarding Syria. The Israeli army stated that the combat unit addressed threats within the buffer zone, seizing unused Syrian military tanks. The operation aimed to secure northern Israeli settlements, according to the statement.
We're still evaluating the results, but I think that we're going to find.
The Israeli Prime Minister's office has said that Israel entered the buffer zone and taken control of strategic sites near its borders to prevent Syrian factions from threatening Israeli settlements. A statement from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office stated that the collapse of previous Syrian regime created a vacuum along Israel's borders and in the buffer zone established by the 1974 disengagement agreement. The official Al Masna border crossing between Lebanon and Syria has witnessed heavy movement as thousands of Syrians crossed into Lebanon. Conversely, many Syrians traveled back into their homeland, spurred by the fall of Bashar al-Assad and calls to return. Lebanese security forces tightened measures at the crossing amid the absence of Syrian personnel on the opposite side. Israeli troops supported by heavy machinery and military vehicles have operated in the buffer zone between Syria and the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights. Following the collapse of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's government, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the regime's fall created a vacuum near Israel's border. He warned against groups exploiting the situation to threaten Golan Heights communities with attacks like those of October the 7th. Netanyahu added that Israeli forces entered the buffer zone to secure strategic sites. Egypt has strongly condemned Israelis' continued targeting of Syrian infrastructure, including military sites and equipment, describing it as deliberate destruction across Syria. In a statement, Egypt's foreign ministry denounced Israelis' illegal expansion into occupied Syrian territories, accusing it of exploiting Syria's internal crisis to weaken the state. The ministry called these actions blatant violations of international law and warned of serious consequences. Egypt urged the UN Security Council and international actors to intervene, demanding an immediate end to Israeli escalations in respect for Syria's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Iraqi Army Chief of Staff General Abdul Amir Rashid Yarallah has confirmed that Iraq's borders are fully secured. He also emphasized that no threats will be tolerated. The Iraqi Army Chief of General Staff, or Staff General rather, noted instability in Syria and stated that Iraq has reinforced its borders with a defensive line, concrete barriers, cameras, and army and militia forces. Iraqi Foreign Minister Fuad Hussein has announced that Baghdad will propose ideas and a comprehensive plan to address the Syrian crisis. Speaking to the press, he revealed that the Iraqi capital will host significant meetings aimed at stabilizing Syria and ongoing developments. These discussions are expected to present new strategies to ensure regional stability. Iranian Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf says Tehran is monitoring the policies of Syrian factions regarding ISIS and Israeli attacks, pledging appropriate action. He noted the region is undergoing rapid transformations and also emphasized the need for Iran to turn current challenges into opportunities. Ghalibaf expressed confidence that Syria's future will not align with the plans of what he described as the conspirators. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has arrived in Jordan for the start of a regional tour following the ousting of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. U.S. officials indicated that Blinken is set to meet Jordan's King Abdullah II and Foreign Minister Ayman Safadi in Aqaba to discuss a comprehensive process for selecting Syria's next government. Jordan's King Abdullah II has emphasized the priority that Syria's interest in respecting the choices of Syrians. In a call with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, he also stressed safeguarding Syria's security, stability, and institutions. Jordan's king called for intensified global efforts to hold the war in Gaza, boost humanitarian aid, and ensure unhindered delivery. He warned against escalating tensions in the West Bank, including settler violence and violations in Jerusalem, and urged efforts to secure a ceasefire in Lebanon. A spokesperson for Germany's foreign ministry has announced that the European Union foreign ministers will meet in Berlin to discuss recent developments in Syria and their regional and European implications. The ministry highlighted the dramatic events unfolding in Syria in recent days as a key focus of discussions. France's foreign ministry has reiterated its support for a peacefully and inclusive political transition in Syria. In a statement, it emphasized alignment with UN Security Council Resolution 2254 and the Paris commitment to a free, democratic, and diverse Syria. The ministry called for a transition that represents all segments of the Syrian population. Tensions escalate as Israeli airstrikes on Syria's military infrastructure deepen regional instability and humanitarian crisis.